Hey guys, welcome to another video. On today's video we're going to be making this shirt with a collar and an exaggerated sleeve. If you want to know how I did it, keep watching. First off, you want to measure how long you want your shirt to be, and then I marked it up there. That's the full length of my shirt, and so that's going to be my starting point. Then I'm taking the measurements of my shoulder. Half of my shoulder measurement is what I am outlining there. Then the shoulder slope of 0.75 inch, and then the neck width of about 3 inches, because like I said, there's going to be a collar and we don't want it to be wide. I'm connecting all the dots together. After connecting it, I'll go ahead and mark out the armhole measurement. So remember your armhole measurement, your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. That's how I got mine. So now I want to go straight ahead to impute my bust measurements, my waist and my hip measurements. So that's what I'm doing here. So you know how we fold our tape to get quarter of our measurements? Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to impute my measurements and add the seam allowance at once. Right now I'm trying to determine where my waistline is. Then I'll take waist measurement there and impute my seam allowance and do the same for my hips as well. Then I'll go ahead and connect everything together, and I want the downside to have a little bit of a curve. I don't want it to just be flat, so I'm going to go up from the edge there by 1.5 to 2 inches and then connect it to give that little curve for both the front and the back. I'm going to do the same thing for both the front and the back. Remember I said earlier I'm going to be doing a 3x3 neck width and depth. So that's what I am outlining there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. This is the front panel. So I folded the fabric again, and now I'm cutting the back piece. So the only difference there's going to be with the front and the back is the neck depth. So for the front neck depth it was 3 inches, but for the back neck depth we're going to go down by 1 inch. That's what I'm showing there. So that's the difference between the front and the back. So the back is 3x1, the front is 3x3. So as you can see, I didn't give a zipper allowance for the back because there's not going to be a zipper. I'm going to have an opening behind of about 6 inches deep so that I can easily wear it. So there's no zip behind. I'm going to use a facing to turn that, and that is what I am cutting right now. I'm cutting the facing for both the front and the back. But later on, I ended up not using the facing for the front because of the collar. Initially, I didn't plan on putting the collar, but that was an afterthought, and I totally loved it with the collar. That's why I made this facing, but eventually I didn't use the front facing, but I used the back facing because I didn't want the bias look. So you'd notice that the back facing is longer than what I initially cut for the front facing, and that's because of the opening that we're going to be having behind. Remember that opening is about 6 inches deep, so this back facing was about 8 to 9 inches long, so that there'll still be an extra allowance after I cut it. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut the sleeves, the exaggerated sleeves, straight up. And you know, the sleeve is not going to have like the puff effect in front at the top part is going to be the same measurements with the armhole measurements. That's why I'm taking the armhole measurements of the main top itself. So I'm going to cut the sleeve to be the same as the front and back armhole measurements, but it's going to be big at the bottom. So I'm just cross-checking to be sure that what I got is what I am imputing. So you see that I flared it out at the bottom, so the sleeve is going to be big at the bottom but slim at the top. Okay, and then there's going to be like a cuff for the sleeve, a cuff. You'll see it soon. So this is me cutting the sleeve. Remember, I did a little bit of a curve beneath. And yeah, so this is the sleeve, the up part of the sleeve, and then the cuff is what I'm about to show you. So the sleeve is going to be gathered on the cuff. So for the length of the cuff on fold, I cut a 3.5 inches fabric, 3.5 inch for the seam allowance, and then 3 for the normal length. That's for the length. And then for the width, I measured my wrist measurement and how free I wanted it, and I went with 8. So on fold, that will be 4 plus seam allowance. So that's what I'm measuring there. So I went ahead to take everything to my sewing machine and I joined it all together. This is me turning my facing that was for the front, and then this is for the back. So I told you there's going to be a 7 inches opening behind so that I can easily pass my head, and that's what I am doing right here. So something to note when you're sewing a sharp point like this, so when you sew to the point where you stop, don't remove the needle from the fabric. Just raise your presser foot and then flip the fabric the other way and continue sewing. It's going to leave you with a sharp cut at the edge. I know you can't really see it, but yeah, it's there. So I went ahead to divide that into 2 and flipped it over, and yeah, my back is done. Please don't forget to iron. Don't forget to iron. Don't be like me. I usually love ironing, but at the point of filming this video there was no light and I didn't want to put it on hold till when they eventually restore light. But always iron. It will make your work look beautiful. I need to emphasize that. Always iron. So we're going to go ahead and do the sleeve. So that's the sleeve. I gathered it and then I'm sewing the cuff directly to the already gathered sleeve. So I gathered the sleeve first and then sewed the cuff and then top stitched it. I didn't want to do the cover method because this fabric is a bit stretchy and I didn't just want to go through that, because I said there was no light while I was filming this. But please, by all means, iron. So I'm just showing you what I did for the other sleeve. So I'm connecting the sleeve directly now to the main bodice, connecting the sleeve that I have already put the cuff in. I've already done the whole sleeve. Now I'm attaching it to the main bodice. After attaching, now I'm going to go ahead and join the sleeve and then join it straight with my body measurements and everything. And I did that, and this is the result. I had not fixed the collar yet. I have a video on how I cut this collar already uploaded on my channel, so you can go ahead and watch that. If you've watched this far, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. It will really do me a lot of good. Thank you so much. And this, my dear, is the final result. I love how it turned out. Thank you for watching this far. Like I said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. See you in my next. Bye.